Welcome to LearnLogicPro.com. Today we're going to look at key commands in Logic Pro 8. So as you're looking at the arrange window, there's multiple ways, of course, to get to the key command editor. One easy way is here on the bar here. You have preferences. Clicking that, you go down to key commands and the floating window appears. Close that out. The other option is to press the key command option or Alt K, which floats up the key commands. The last option is to click Logic, Preferences, and down to key commands here as well. This brings up the same dialog window. And here we are in the key command window. So as we look at this, on the upper left corner we have our options, particular show all, what's being used, what's not being used. In the options we have different presets for different style of keyboards. If you have a French, Japanese, US MacBook, or standard. Now that is key because a MacBook obviously is different than the standard keyboard. Even if you get a Bluetooth keyboard, you want to use the MacBook setting. Even though it should technically be standard, you are missing some keys. So you want to use, if you've got a standard keyboard, you want to make sure standard has been selected as your default keyboard. Also in options you can import, export key commands in and out if you have previous versions that you want to bring in, or old versions, or you want to export key commands because you don't want to lose them, you want to back them up. That's an option there. You can copy key commands to the clipboard. This essentially copies all of these key commands to the clipboard, just like it says, and you can paste that into, Pages, a text editor, or possibly Microsoft Word. At that point you can print it from those applications, save it from those applications, and refer to it with a highlighter and a hard copy at your own leisure, which I do suggest new users do. You can essentially go through the different key commands on paper, highlighting the ones that you appreciate or find that you may find useful, and add those into your arsenal for speeding up your process of working with Logic. You can expand all, which basically shows all the key commands here, collapse all, closing all the windows here, scroll to a specific section, and you've got initialize all key commands. Now if you've accidentally added some, or somebody came over and changed your key commands and you want to get back to where you were before, you can initialize all the key commands, erasing any key commands that are foreign to where you had left them, or at least, and then you do want to import your key commands back in. It will initialize back to the default that does come with the Logic Pro system. Here you have a search window, and I'm going to go ahead and type in repeat, R-E-P-A-T, and we have the repeat regions, and this shows us that the repeat option is Command R. Command R, there it is. So if I do Command R anywhere, you get the option to repeat a region. One of my favorite key commands that are not actually set by default is demix. So we're going to go ahead and do demix, and you'll notice that it is spotlighting. As I type, it's automatically filtering out these different ones. So here we are at demix by note pitch, which is great for programming drums and demixing them afterwards, but I'm going to go ahead and create a key command, and this is how you do so. So if you want to learn a new key label, you simply press learn by key label, do Command Shift D. In this case, that's my key command for demixing, and I teach my clients that. So Command Shift D is now the key command. You can click that again so you don't accidentally assign a new one, and your demix option is now available to you. So it's really very cool to learn the key label. You can also learn key position, which is really good. This is located anywhere on a keyboard, which is very, very cool. You can also learn a new assignments, which we'll get into that a little bit later. As you see here, you can assign MIDI messages to command from a different control surface. So you can actually control different keystrokes with a MIDI input, which is quite good. And this is key commands in Logic Pro 8. LearnLogicPro.com.